Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Woodshop. This is Arlene once again. We're doing a wooden shoe, and you can see that it's cut out, and what I had you do in the last segment is to learn how to use your knife with doing the pivot motion like we did here. And also, I got to take a little more off of there anyway. I caught up with it. I was away this morning and I'm back. Now we're going to do the back section the same way. We're going to cut this off. Make sure you have your thumb guard on. I'll put mine on just to be with the game here. And make sure your carver's glove is on the hand that's holding the item, okay? Holding the carving. Now, if your carving is a little bit, if this wood is a little bit too hard for you, I have a mixture for you. What you want to do is mix half water and half rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle and spray it. Put it in a container for a little while, a couple hours, and it will feel a little damp when you touch it, like I have it now because I did it with this piece. And it will make it much easier to carve. Okay, so if you have a piece of wood that's really tough, then go ahead and do that. That won't hurt the carving at all. The rubbing alcohol actually keeps the grain from raising up like water. Water will make that grain swell. So just a little idea there for you. So what I want you to do is just go back and forth here. And if your knife is sharp enough, you should be able to go across the grain like what I'm doing here. Okay, so you just want to go ahead and round that up. In fact, yeah, we'll do that here. I'm just going to cut a little more off than I originally thought of. Okay, so once you have this all rounded off and done, remember the pivot portion or drawing it to yourself. Don't forget to put your glove on. We're going to do the other side here. It really does make it cut like butter when you wet it. You know, it's a lot easier to carve. We didn't know that years ago. Gene was absolutely right in one of his videos that he just recently did about how much we weren't exposed to as far as our information was just basically books and other carvers. If you happen to find a carver in the area that could carve. I worked at the decoy shop for many years in Intercourse, Pennsylvania, a place called Kitchen Kettle. Some of you might be familiar with it, and it was they had a decoy shop there run by Harold Buckwalter. I don't know how many of you may have remembered him or knew of him. He was a duck carver, and he needed somebody to work in his shop and to sell tools. And I was more than happy to accommodate him. So I worked down there about 4 days a week. I think 5 days a week back then. This is going back in the early 80s. Since that, he no longer has a shop there in Kitchen Kettle. But I'll tell you, I learned a lot, and I was fascinated by the books that were in the shop, and that's really all we had to go by back then, or the other carvers that we would talk to. Okay, so what we want you to do is round this up a little bit more. And then when we come back, we're going to do, you know, you can run this all the way down to the bottom here. Okay, it's going to have to go all the way down and across. So go ahead and keep chopping some of this stuff out, and we'll be back for another segment in just a bit.